Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 27th. And once again, we have Mitch Mcconnell in the center of a controversy. Up to yesterday, he was refusing to turn over power to the Democrats because in his mind, they really didn't control the Senate. It was a 50-50 split. That meant that since the vice president wasn't always in session with them, that he didn't have to turn over power to the Democrats. And what he was doing was not allowing the chairmanship of committees that run the day-to-day operation of the Senate from the Republican committee chairman to a Democratic committee chairman. Now, all of the committees that the Senate has are run by somebody from the majority party. But he didn't consider that the Democrats had a majority since it was a 50-50 split. So he was holding back releasing his committee chairman from their roles. And he was bargaining. It was a bargain. He wanted the Senate to maintain the filibuster rule. Now, the filibuster rule is in place. Then the Republicans can continue to delay legislation just by filibustering it. And the Democrats wanted limited filibuster, not to eliminate the total filibuster, but just limited filibuster. Well, in any event, there were several Democrats that agreed with McConnell, and so that was finally settled in his favor. But it struck me that here we are, a democratic society, and we really don't know what goes on in the halls of government. Because I never realized that if you lost the election, you could still handle. I like that word, handle. That's the Yiddish word for bargain. So you can still handle and get something out of the fact that you lost the election. Because in the transition, you need to get something like the filibuster. So he got his way, and now they'll release all those committee chairmanships to the Democrats. And they will now use a power-sharing deal that follows the model that was set up in 2001, when the last time there was a 50-50 split in the Senate. That means that the party with the vice presidency and the tie-breaking powers has control of the floor agenda. That's what the model means. And the filibuster was a key part of the foundation beneath the Senate in the last 50-50 power-sharing agreement in 2001. So McConnell said, based upon that, I look forward to moving ahead with the power-sharing model that was set in 2001. Now, McConnell changed his mind because of the two Democratic senators, Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. It also turns out that President Biden believes in the filibuster too. Having come from the Senate, he knows what goes on there. So he said the Senate majority should not destroy the rights of the Senate minority. So now McConnell and new Majority Leader Chuck Schumer can negotiate an organizing resolution, which will lay out the terms of the power-sharing agreement. Now, McConnell's a shrewd man. He knew that he would get his way, because without a deal, the Senate would have been paralyzed. And McConnell knew that this Senate cannot afford to be paralyzed with all the stuff that has to get done. So while he expects to lose probably a lot of the issues that are going to come before the Senate for at least 2 years, it's still in his mind he maintains a modicum of power. And he can make life difficult even though they're in the minority. So facing paralysis, the Senate kind of gave in to McConnell. And it's strange because I didn't really understand how all of this works before. Because I'll tell you, when I was working for a living, I really wasn't paying much attention to the way government actually runs in this country. And in my mind, I have always considered McConnell the most evil man in government. I did not realize the power that the Senate Majority Leader has. Because no bill gets passed if he doesn't bring it to the floor of the Senate. So Congress can work their ass off and send stuff to the Senate. If he doesn't want to vote on it, then it dies there. And we all know what happened to poor Merrick Garland. With 9 months to go, they didn't vote on his nomination to the Supreme Court. But when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, they got Comey Barrett through there in 30 days. So those two examples illustrate the power of the Senate Majority Leader. So Chuck Schumer is the Majority Leader. And in giving this concession about filibuster to Mitch McConnell, he was also able to get Democratic leadership of all the committees that run the Senate. And that's where the real work of the Senate is done, in those committees. So having leadership of those committees was very, very important. If they hadn't given in to McConnell, then McConnell did not have to give up those roles, those leadership roles in the committees. That's a strange way to operate, I would think. But since it was 50-50, I guess that's the way it works. So we will have to see how this thing plays out, and we will have to see how much advantage of the filibuster rules the Republicans choose to take in the next 2 years or so. In any event, this was a very interesting couple of days with all of this going on. But maybe they believe that this is a step toward unification, and it'll work out fine. We'll see. It's just a wait and see and hope for the best. So that's it for today, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.